Hi guys, Chris here with Super Savvy Travelers. Hey, before I do anything, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of good information coming up. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Chris Sobolev, because I put a lot of stuff up there that you're going to want to see that I don't necessarily put up here. So go follow me over there. Anyway, I wanted to show you a really cool high value place in Scalea. Now we've kind of been sort of moving away from Scalea because the prices went up a lot. And we're like, okay, there's better value to be had, better deals to be had, but this one is a really nice one. The thing that I love the most about it is it's fully done. Absolutely turnkey. It has radiant heat. It has the AC splits. You don't have to put anything in. It's all done. And it's right downtown in Scalea, where you're just a few steps away from the Conad, the big Conad that we love. All of the services, close to the train station, everywhere you want to go, you can walk. The restaurants, the bars, the supermarket, the train station, the beach is only a couple hundred meters away. So everything is right there, and it's just truly the cooking area of Scalea. So let's go through this place. This one is completely renovated, 3 beds, 1 bath, 100 square meters of, they call it commercial space. It's not commercial, but that's the area, the living area. You have 3 terraces, one with a view of the historic center and another with the view of the mountains. Here's another clincher. It has an elevator, so you're way up high, so you have great views of everything. You're up above the noise, you're up above all of the hubbub down below, but you have an elevator to take you there, which to me, as I get older, it's really nice. All right, let's have a look at this place, shall we? Now, the first thing I noticed about this place is really how nicely kept the building is. And as we've talked in previous videos, it's very, very important because homeowners associations are not all equal. Some are actually good, like this one looks good because everything seems to be well maintained. And as we go through, you'll see that as well in the common areas. But some of them are just highly corrupt, and the money just disappears into somebody's pockets and nothing happens. There's no maintenance, your property values go down, and your quality of life goes down there. Now in this next photo, you see that you have really nice, well-maintained staircases, and you also have a ramp, which is really nice, not only if you're mobility impaired, but you know, you're coming home with your groceries, you got your rolly cart, which everybody has there, the big rolly cart, and you're trying to get it up the stairs with water bottles in it. No. Go right up the ramp. It's a lot easier. And this photo just shows you how well maintained the common areas are. They look brand new, to be honest. Now let's go into the unit. I love this unit. Again, wide hallways. It's a lot of space. Now on the right-hand side here, you see that there's an armario, which is a wardrobe, armoire. That will probably not stay unless you request it to stay and negotiate it in, which I would, because it's a nice little armario. It has a mirror which widens the space, or seems to widen the space, and a place to hang up your coats and put your shoes and things like that. But my point is that that hallway is wide enough to accommodate that and still feel spacious. Now this unit is very luminous, which I really like. Here's another view down the hallway. You see a glimpse of the bathroom, which is beautifully renovated. I actually really like this bathroom. Now the hallways, they've painted everything. They've put cladding on, you know, wainscoting kind of, but it's cladding. It's sort of a stone cladding. I like that if you have kids or you have guests or if it's an Airbnb, and I'll tell you why. People bang their suitcases into the wall, and they do it all the time. I had no idea, you know, running B&Bs, how many times you have to replace steps, you have to scrub the stuff off the wall because they bang their suitcases into the wall. If you're renting this place out, that is a big boon. That's going to save you a lot of maintenance. Now, I love the kitchen in this space. It's separated out. The kitchens in Italy are in a separate place. Why? Because it gets hot in summertime, the heat of the kitchen. They don't like the cooking smells in the rest of the house. You know, things that we kind of don't really notice or care about, they don't like that. So that is separated out, but it's a beautiful kitchen. Now, kitchens don't come with the property in Italy unless you negotiate them in. And I would with this one. It looks brand new. Now, I'm not a big fan of the country look, so I would probably get a new stove hood, and I would definitely put in new door handles and stuff, something more sleek, something more modern. The kitchen itself is very nice and well maintained. Here's another view of the kitchen. You can see there's a thermosifone, which is a radiator on the other end of the wall there. Radiators are very nice. They give off a beautiful warmth and they heat up very quickly. The splits are good too. I will say they heat up a place really fast, But the radiator, you can do things like put a little, they have these little hanging things you put water in and it moisturizes the air. Of course, in Scalea, you don't need to do that because you're right near the sea. But I like radiant heat. I like it a lot. Here's another view showing how you have a huge kitchen, big enough for a good-sized table and a really eat-in kitchen. You know, a lot of times they have a pranzo in the soggiorno, meaning they put a big table out there. I don't see why you would have to because you have plenty of room in the kitchen here. And this is basically a pantry, which I find really nice. Of course, all that stuff will go away. You have a window in the pantry. That's wonderful. You have natural light, which is great. And it's a good-sized pantry. Now here's the view, I think, off the kitchen, and you can see that the train station is far enough away that you're not going to get a bunch of train noise, but it's close enough to walk to, and you get a view of the mountains, which is really nice. This is the soggiorno meaning the living area. You can see there's a big piece of furniture in there. I don't really know why you would need a huge piece of furniture like that in the soggiorno when you have a kitchen the size of the kitchen that you have. You have a lot of cabinetry in the kitchen. If you wanted to in the soggiorno, I would put a little TV stand there and, you know, maybe a little cristalliera or something where you put all your nice crystal in your plates and things like that for a little kitchen overflow. But you really don't need to. And actually, even with that big furniture, this is a big soggiorno. The space in here is 100 square meters of living space, which is just a lot. Now here's the master bedroom, and it is also very big. Look at the size of the armadio that's in there. Now, if you're going to live here in this apartment, which you so easily could, because you could actually live there without a car, this armadio would be the right size because you're going to have all your stuff there. And there is a storage unit down below as well. But this armadio is big and it takes up a lot of space, but you can see you still have plenty of space. Plus, you have a balcony off your bedroom for natural light, which I just love, love, love. Here's another view of the master bedroom. Very nice. And from this vantage point here, you can see that you have a little view of the historic center of Scalea. Now, if you haven't been to the historic center of Scalea, you do have to go. It is such a beautiful historic center. Make sure you wear good walking shoes, and if you need assistance walking, make sure you bring a stick or something like that, because it is, you know, it's a bit to get around in, but it's so, so worth it. It's so beautiful, and the views from up there are spectacular. Here's another bedroom. It's actually a single bedroom, but it's really got a lot of space in it. You could put a matrimonial bed in there, it looks to me. And another bigger bedroom for guests or whatever. Now here's the bathroom, and I really like this bathroom. They did a lot of things that I don't see in the United States, and I love it, love it, love it. Like, for example, they take the mirror and they put a little edging of tile around the mirror so it looks like it's incorporated into the wall. It's such a small thing, but it's so pretty. I just love how it looks. And these fixtures are, you know, they're relatively new. Again, they're away from the wall, but with the space that you have in that bathroom, I would not replace those. Not at all. You have plenty of space. It doesn't make sense to take them out and put in something else just for a few inches when you have that much space available. Now, this is the shower. You can see, if you peek around the corner, it's a tub. I'm not a tubby person, as you know. Now, what I would do to make this, for me, is I would take out the tub, put in a nice glass shower. It's going to give you a much more feeling of space. It takes out that wall, which was there to accommodate the tubby thing. And you have this little skinny space here. Why not just expand it out and turn that whole thing into a shower? It would be so much more roomy. It would be more open, because I would just put a sheet of glass, not any doors that get stuff in the grooves and stuff like that. I can't stand that. It's so hard to clean. Just put a sheet of glass. It's big enough where it's not going to splash out. It's just a lovely opportunity. Now, if you like tubs, leave it. It's fine. It's actually very nice. And there's another view of the bathroom. You can see you have a washer in there, which is wonderful. And then you have all of these terraces to hang out your clothes. It's really a beautiful, beautiful space. So look, if you're looking for a place that's all done and so that you can save the headaches and the money and the stress and whatnot and the waiting part of the renovation process, this is the one for you. It is right there in the middle of Scalea. It's a fabulous price. The asking price is $73,500 for a 100 square unit apartment, 3 beds, 1 bath, all redone. It's a killer deal. So there you go, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and we are going to look for you in and around the Scalea area very soon. Take care.